Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here, making some more Major League Baseball playoff predictions. I'm going to talk about who I think is going to win this series. We're going to talk about the Astros against the Indians. So I'm going to give you kind of my thoughts on the series, who I think is going to win, and then in the comment section below, I would like you guys to put in, girls, who you think is going to win and why, and we can have a little talk, a little debate as the series goes on. Okay, so I think you guys know who I'm going to say is going to win this series, because if you watched my video a few nights ago, I think the Astros are going to repeat as World Series champions. But let's talk exactly why I think that they're going to win. And this is a tough one. This is actually the series that I think the Indians. I mean, the Indians have a chance to beat them and knock them off. The Indians are incredibly talented. So let's break down both teams. Before we do, these teams met, I think, 7 times this year, with the Astros winning 4 of the 7. So it was really, really close, okay? So let's start off with the Astros, all right? When I think about the Astros, the first thing that comes to mind is starting pitching. They have amazing starting pitching. Every single starter is unhittable at times, okay? So I think it's going to be really, really difficult to beat the Astros in a 7-game series, or this is going to be shorter than that, but I just think it's going to be really, really tough. That's the reason why I picked them to win the World Series, is because of starting pitching. I almost always go with starting pitching unless a team's offense is brutal and the Astros can hit, okay? The Astros can do everything. And so I wrote down a couple of numbers here that are interesting for the entire series. But when you look at the Astros, they can strike you out. Like, they struck out, what is it? This season, over 10 strikeouts a game. Okay, so they are striking everybody out. They have power stuff, power arms, and so it's just really, really difficult to do much against this team. Obviously, offensively, they've got a ton of talent. They're probably even more talented than the team that won the whole thing last year, right? So they can play defense. They've got a ton of bats. They've got a bullpen. They've added some guys that throw really, really hard out of the bullpen, and then the starting pitching. So you put it all together, and like I said, it's going to be really difficult to beat them. Now, the Indians have a chance. Why do they have a chance? Well, the Indians can pitch too. The Indians have a ton of starting pitching as well. And there was an interesting stat that I saw. They have 4 pitchers this year that had over 200 strikeouts. So they're going to strike you out as well, right? They've got a ton of power arms. And so it's like power arms versus power arms, pitching versus pitching. It's just pitching, 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 pitching. This is like the series about pitching, okay? So crazy. Now, the Indians can also swing the bat, okay? So it's not just about pitching for the Indians. The Indians can really hit. So they were second in the league in batting average, second in the majors in batting average, I think third in RBIs, I think fourth in OPS. And so they can really, really hit the ball as well. And then you've got, obviously, Ramirez and Lindor, 2 guys that are MVP-type players in the lineup. And those guys can go off at any minute. And so this is not an easy series, obviously, for the Astros. And in the playoffs, you're not going to have, no one has an easy series, especially in the baseball playoffs. It's not like the NBA, where one's playing 8 and you know it's going to be a 4-game sweep. But this is going to be a tough one. And I could see the Indians winning it, right? If the Indians won this series, I wouldn't be like, wow, how the hell did that happen? But I don't think it's going to happen. I think that the Astros, again, just have too much starting pitching. I think they've got a little bit better starting pitching than the Indians, and I think that pitching is going to be what ultimately swings the series their way. Okay, so that's what I got. Got the Astros over the Indians. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Subscribe to the channel, share the video with all your friends, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate all of that. Check the description box below. I got a bunch of stuff down there as well to check out. And that's all I got. Thank you again. We'll talk to you later.